Jeremiah chapter 42. Then all the commanders of the forces, Johanan son of Kareah, Jezaniah son of Hoshaiah, and all the people from the least to the greatest approached and said to the prophet Jeremiah, Please let our petition be presented before you, and pray to Adonai your God on our behalf for all this remnant, for we who are left are but a few out of many, as you are seeing with your own eyes, that Adonai your God may tell us the way we should go and what we should do. Then Jeremiah the prophet said to them, I have heard you. Agreed, I will pray to Adonai your God according to your words, and it will be that every word Adonai will answer you, I will declare it to you. I will not keep a word from you. Then they said to Jeremiah, Let Adonai be a true and faithful witness against us, if we do not act in accordance with every word that Adonai your God sends you to us. Whether it be good or evil, we will obey the voice of Adonai our God, to whom we are sending you, so that it may go well with us when we obey the voice of Adonai our God. Now it was at the end of 10 days that the word of Adonai came to Jeremiah. Then he called Johanan son of Kareah, and all the commanders of the forces that were with him, and all the people from the least to the greatest, and said to them, Thus says Adonai, the God of Israel, to whom you sent me to present your supplication before him. If you will still stay in this land, then will I build you up and not tear you down, and I will plant you and not uproot you, for I will relent concerning the calamity that I have done to you. Do not be afraid of the king of Babylon, whom you dread. Do not be afraid of him. It is a declaration of Adonai. For I am with you to save you and deliver you from his hand. I will also show you compassion, and he will have compassion on you and restore you to your own soil. But if you say, We will not stay in this land, so that you do not obey the voice of Adonai your God, saying, No, instead we'll go into the land of Egypt, where we will see no war or hear the sound of a shofar or hunger for food and live there. Now therefore hear the word of Adonai, O remnant of Judah. Thus says Adonai Tsabaoth, the God of Israel, if you really set your faces to enter Egypt and go to sojourn there, then it will come to pass that the sword which you fear will overtake you there in the land of Egypt, and the famine about which you are anxious will follow hard after you there in Egypt, and there you will die. So will it be for all the people who set their faces to enter Egypt to sojourn there. They will die by the sword, by famine, and by plague. So none of them will remain or escape from the calamity that I will bring on them. For thus says Adonai Tsabaoth, the God of Israel, as my anger and my fury were poured out on the inhabitants of Jerusalem, so will my fury be poured out on you if you will enter Egypt. You will be an execration, a horror, a curse, and a disgrace, and you will never see this place again. Adonai has spoken concerning you, O remnant of Judah. Do not go to Egypt. Know for sure that I have forewarned you this day, for you have led your own souls in error, since it was you who sent me to Adonai your God, saying, Pray to Adonai our God on our behalf, and in accord with all that Adonai our God will say, so declare to us, and we will do it. So I have this day declared to you, but you will not obey the voice of Adonai your God in anything for which you have sent me to you. Now therefore know for sure that you will die by the sword, by famine, and by plague, in the place whither you desired to go to sojourn there. Chapter 43. But when Jeremiah had made an end of telling all the people all the words of Adonai their God, all these words for which Adonai their God had sent him to them. Then Azariah son of Hoshaiah, Johanan son of Kareah, and all the insolent men responded, saying to Jeremiah, "You are telling a lie. Adonai our God has not sent you to say, you must not go to Egypt to sojourn there. Rather, Baruch son of Neriah is inciting you against us to give us over into the hand of the Chaldeans, so they may put us to death and carry us away as captives to Babylon." So Johanan son of Kareah, all the commanders of the forces, and all the people did not obey the voice of Adonai to stay in the land of Judah. But Johanan son of Kareah and all the commanders of the forces took the entire remnant of Judah who had returned from all the nations where they had been driven to dwell in the land of Judah, the men, the women, the children, the king's daughters, everyone that Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, had left with Gedaliah son of Ahikam son of Shaphan, as well as Jeremiah the prophet and Baruch son of Neriah. And they went to the land of Egypt, for they did not obey the voice of Adonai. When they arrived at Taphanes, the word of Adonai came to Jeremiah in Taphanes, saying, "Take some large stones in your hand and hide them in the mortar and the brickwork at the entrance of Pharaoh's place in Taphanes, in the sight of the men of Judah. Then say to them, Thus says Adonai Tabaot, the God of Israel, I am about to send for and bring King Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, my servant, and I will set his throne over these stones where I have hid, and he will spread his royal pavilion over them. Yes, he will come and will strike the land of Egypt, those for death to death, those for exile to exile, those for the sword to the sword. I will also set fire to the houses of Egypt's gods. He will burn them and carry them off. He will wrap himself up with the land of Egypt, as a shepherd wraps himself up with his garment. Then he will depart from there victoriously. He will also shatter the pillars of the temple of the sun in the land of Egypt, while houses of the gods of Egypt he will burn with fire. Chapter 44. The word that came to Jeremiah concerning all the Jews dwelling in the land of Egypt, at Migdol, at Taphanes, at Noph, and in the regions of Pathros, saying, Thus says Adonai Tabaot, the God of Israel, you have seen all the calamity that I brought on Jerusalem and all the people and all the cities of Judah. Behold, today they are a ruin, and no one lives in them, because of their wickedness which they committed to provoke me, by continuing to burn sacrifices for and serve other gods, whom they had not known, not they, nor you, nor your fathers. Yet I sent you all the servants, the prophets, sending them early and often, saying, Oh, do not do this loathsome thing that I hate. But they did not listen or incline their ear to turn from their wickedness, to stop making offering to other gods. Therefore my fury and mine anger was poured out and blazed in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem. So they are waste and a ruin, as it is today. So thus says Adonai, Elohim Tsabaoth, the God of Israel, why are you committing this great evil against your own souls? You cut off from yourselves man and woman, infant and nursing child from the midst of Judah, to leave yourself without a remnant. You are provoking me with the works of your hands, burning incense to other gods in the land of Egypt, where you have come to dwell, so that you will be cut off and become a curse and a disgrace among all the nations of the earth. Have you forgotten the evils of your fathers, the evils of the kings of Judah, the evils of their wives, your own evils and the evils of your wives, which were committed in the land of Judah in the streets of Jerusalem? They have not become contrite even to this day, nor have they feared nor walked in my Torah, my statutes that I set before you and before your fathers. Therefore, thus says Adonai Tzavaot, the God of Israel, I will soon set my face against you for calamity, to cut off all Judah. I will take the remnant of Judah, who set their faces to enter the land of Egypt, to sojourn there, and they will all be consumed, falling in the land of Egypt by the sword and by famine. They will die, from the least to the greatest, by the sword and by famine, and they will be an execration and a horror, a curse and a disgrace. So I will punish those dwelling in the land of Egypt as I have punished Jerusalem, by the sword, by famine, and by plague. So none of the remnants of Judah entering the land of Egypt to sojourn there will escape or remain to return to the land of Judah, when they are longing with their souls to return to live there, for none will return except as refugees. Then all the men who knew that their wives were burning incense to other gods, along with all the women that stood by, a large assembly, with all the people dwelling in Pathros in the land of Egypt, responded to Jeremiah, saying, As for the word that you spoke to us in the name of Adonai, we are not going to listen to you. Instead, we definitely do every word as went out of our mouth, burning incense to the Queen of Heaven and pouring out drink offerings to her, just as we did, we and our forefathers, our kings and our princes in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem. For then we had plenty of food, were well off, and saw no calamity. But since we stopped burning incense to the Queen of Heaven and pouring out our drink offerings to her, we have lacked everything and have been consumed by the sword and by famine. Moreover, when we were burning incense to the Queen of Heaven and pouring out drink offerings to her, when we made cakes for her in her image and poured out drink offerings to her, were we without our husbands? Then Jeremiah said to all the people, to the men and women, and to all the people that were giving him such an answer, saying, The incense burning that you offered in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem, you and your fathers, your kings, your officials, and your people of the land, Adonai did remember them. They did not come into his heart. Then Adonai could no longer endure it because of the evil of your deeds, because of the abominations that you committed. So your land has become a wasteland, a desolation and a curse, without inhabitant, as it is this day, because you have burned incense, because you have sinned against Adonai and have not listened to the voice of Adonai, nor walked in his Torah, nor in his statutes, nor in his testimonies. That is why this calamity has befallen you, as it is this day. Moreover, Jeremiah said to all the people and to all the women, Hear the word of Adonai, all Judah that are in the land of Egypt. Thus says Adonai Tzavaot, the God of Israel, saying, You and your wives have both spoken with your mouths and fulfilled it with your hands, saying, We will definitely perform our vows that we have vowed, to burn incense to the Queen of Heaven and to pour out drink offerings to her. You surely will confirm your vows and surely will perform your vows. Therefore hear the word of Adonai, all Judah dwelling in the land of Egypt. Behold, I have sworn by my great name, declares Adonai, never more will my name be invoked in the mouth of anyone of Judah in all the land of Egypt, saying, As my Lord Adonai lives, here I am, watching over them for evil and not for good. All the people of Judah who are in the land of Egypt will be consumed by the sword and by famine, until there is an end of them. Those escaping the sword will return out of the land of Egypt into the land of Judah, only fewer in number than the remnant of Judah who entered the land of Egypt to sojourn there. We know whose word stands up, mine or yours. It is a declaration of Adonai. Moreover, this will be the sign to you. I will visit punishment on you in this place, so that you may know that my words will surely stand against you as calamity. Thus says Adonai, soon I will give Pharaoh Hophra, king of Egypt, into the hand of his enemies, and into the hand of them who seek his life, just as I gave Zedekiah of Judah into the hand of King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon, his enemy who was seeking his life. Chapter 45. The word that Jeremiah the prophet spoke to Baruch son of Neriah, when he wrote these words in a scroll from the mouth of Jeremiah in the 4th year of Joachim son of Josiah, king of Judah, saying, Thus says Adonai, the God of Israel, concerning you, Baruch, you said, Oi to me now, for Adonai has added sorrow to my pain. I am worn out with my groaning, and I find no rest. Thus shall you say to him, Thus says Adonai, Behold, what I have built I will tear down, and what I have planted I will uproot, the whole land. But are you expecting great things for yourself? Seek no more, for I am about to bring calamity on all flesh. It is a declaration of Adonai. But I will grant you your soul as spoil in all places where you may go. Chapter 46. The word of Adonai that came to the prophet Jeremiah concerning the nations, for Egypt, concerning the army of Pharaoh Necho, king of Egypt, which was by the river of Euphrates in Karchemish, which Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, defeated in the 4th year of Jehoiakim, son of Josiah, king of Judah. Arrange breastplates and shield, advance to battle. Harness the horses, then mount, O horsemen. Take your position with helmets. Polish the spears, put on armor. Why have I seen them? They are shattered, retreating, their warriors beaten, fleeing for cover, no turning back, terror on every side. It is a declaration of Adonai. The swift cannot flee, nor their warrior escape. In the north, by the river Euphrates, they stumbled and fell. Who is this, rising like the Nile, like the rivers whose waters churn? Egypt rises like the Nile, like the rivers whose waters churn. He says, I will rise up, I will cover the earth, I will destroy the city and its inhabitants. Prance, you horses, and rush madly, you chariots. Let the warriors go out, Cush and Put grasping the shield, Lydians grasping and bending the bow. For that day belongs to my Lord Adonai Tsabaoth as a day of vengeance, to avenge himself against his foes. The sword will devour and be satisfied, and will drink its fill of their blood. For it will be a sacrifice for my Lord Adonai Tsabaoth in the northern land by the river Euphrates. Go up into Gilead and get balm, O virgin river, O virgin daughter of Egypt. In vain you use many medicines. There is no cure for you. Nations have heard of your shame, and your outcry fills the earth. For warrior stumbles over warrior, both fall down together. The word that Adonai spoke to Jeremiah the prophet about the coming of King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon to strike the land of Egypt, declared in Egypt, proclaim in Migdol, and announce in Noph and Tahpanhes. Say, stand up and get ready, for the sword has devoured all around you. Why are your strong ones swept away? They did not stand up, because Adonai thrust him down. They keep stumbling, yes, falling over each other. Then they said, get up, let's return to our own people, to the land of our birth, away from the oppressor's sword. They cried there, Pharaoh, king of Egypt, is but a noise. He let the opportune time pass. As I live, declares the king, whose name is Adonai Tsabaoth, like Tabor among the mountains, or like Camel by the sea, so surely he will come. O daughter dwelling in Egypt, get your bags ready for exile. For Noph will become a ruin, laid waste, uninhabited. Egypt is a beautiful heifer, but a biting fly is coming. From the north it is coming. Even her mercenaries among her are like stall-fed calves, for they also will turn back. They will flee away together. They will not stand up, for the day of their calamity has come upon them, the time of their visitation. His sound will hiss like a snake, and they march with an army and come against her as woodcutters when with axes. They cut down her forests. It is a declaration of Adonai. Though it was impenetrable, for they are worse than the locusts, they are without number. The daughter of Egypt is disgraced, handed over to people of the north. Adonai Tzavaot, the God of Israel, says, Behold, I will punish Ammon of No, Pharaoh, king of Egypt, with her gods and her kings, even Pharaoh and them that trust him. I will hand them over to those seeking their lives, into the hand of King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon and his servants. Yet afterwards it will be inhabited, as in the days of old. It is a declaration of Adonai. But you fear not, Jacob, my servant, nor be dismayed, O Israel. For behold, I will save you from afar, your offspring from the land of their exile, and Jacob will return and be at peace. Be secure, no one frightening him. Fear not, Jacob, my servant. It is a declaration of Adonai. For I am with you. I will make a full end of all the nations where I have driven you, but I will not make a full end of you. I will discipline you with justice, but will not utterly destroy you. Chapter 47. The word of Adonai that came to the prophet Jeremiah concerning the Philistines before Pharaoh struck Gaza. Thus says Adonai, Look, waters rising from the north will become an overflowing torrent, and overflow the land and all in it, the city and those dwelling in it. The men with will cry, and every inhabitant of the land wail. The noise, the stomping hooves of his stallions, the rumbling of his chariots, the reverberation of his wheels. Fathers will not turn back for their children because of their limp hands, for the day is coming to devastate all the Philistines, to cut off from Tyre and Sidon every remaining alley, for Adonai will destroy the Philistines, the rest of the island of Kaftor. Boldness has come upon Gaza. Ashkelon is ruined, O remnant of their valley. How long will you gash yourself, O sword of Adonai? How long until you are quiet? Go back into your sheath, rest and be still. How can you be quiet when Adonai has commanded? He has assigned it against Ashkelon and against the coast of the sea.